Okay, welcome back. This section I want to introduce you to something which as of right now is not even on the market yet. So when we're talking about cutting edge, we're talking about this is tomorrow technology. This is the website for the company WonderLogix. Right now you're looking at WonderLogix.com, and this is a PLC programming platform which could basically disrupt industry, and let me explain why. The purpose of this software is that, one, it runs on multiple platforms. Two, it doesn't really take a hardened PLC programmer to lay out a process. If you can say it, if you can basically imagine how you need your process to work, and then you can say it in natural language, you can probably create that program. So what you're going to have when this solution is finished and market ready, you're going to have something that you can use to get in, lay out your entire machine, and actually basically build it function by function, class by class. And just like whenever we were in PLC 1, I explained how a process works. In a PLC, it's all about inputs, outputs, and conversions. And when you see how this technology works and how you build a program, you're going to see that that's actually the design philosophy of this program. You have everything broken down into either inputs, what's coming into the system itself, or what's coming into a particular process or component. You have the outputs, what's going out, and then you focus on the logic, which is just the conversion in between. And the logic is not all in one simple file that you just, create a bunch of code, but it's actually attached to each separate piece. So each piece has its own program attached to it, which tells it how to behave, how to respond to its environment. Once your project is complete and you've got everything the way that you want it, at that point you decide what PLC you want it to run on, and then you can export a program that'll run on that system. So that takes out the need to have to really learn all these different paradigms, to buy licenses for all these different software environments, and then to get, accustomed to how they do things differently from one OEM to the other. This basically gives you one single solitary platform of design for all of your logic. So that's pretty cool. So you've got the website for these guys, and there's, a lot of information here. There's a couple of cool demo videos and things like that. Keep an eye on WonderLogix. This is something that I suspect very strongly you're going to be hearing more about in the future. And once this thing comes to market, once it's just 100% ready to rock, you can be the person that actually takes this to your company and says, hey, check this out. Here's a solution. It's a time saver. It's a money saver. It's a good thing for us. So there's nothing wrong with being on the cusp of innovation. And just remember, you heard it from me first. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap on this. Let's come back, and in the next lecture, I'm going to give you just a quick tour of the software so you can get a quick idea of how the logic goes together. Remember, this platform is still under development, so, like any new technology, expect it to change a lot in the beginning, especially once it hits the market and the company starts to respond to feedback they get from industry. But what you see now is going to be the core of how it functions, and I want you to go ahead and get comfortable with this new paradigm of laying down logic, because when you see how it works and when you see how things go together, I think you're going to like it, and I think that you'll agree it probably even makes a lot more sense than most of your IEC paradigms. So take a look at WonderLogix.com, and I will see you in the next lecture.